Hello, beautiful army of light, Earth Division. It's Shawna L. Francis, and today is December 19th, 2022. Thanks for joining me for today's Ascension Daily Update. This is, again, really hard for me, but for completely different reasons from the other videos that I've made recently. Little backstory here. Today I've been feeling a little out of sorts, honestly, a little bit ungrounded and a little frenetic, like so much on my to-do list, not sure what to do, when to do it. I had a couch delivery today and some other errands that I needed to run. And, I think I'm feeling a little nervous about Christmas coming up without my dad. I can't remember a time I hadn't celebrated Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, at least with my dad. And, that's coming up, and just feeling a little, I'm feeling off today, to be honest. I started my meditation really late at like 7, and I'm just getting into it, and I hear a tap, tap, tap on my back window, and it's a neighbor who's come over to chit chat. So we chit chatted for like an hour. Then it took me another probably half hour to get back settled down, and checked in with Melchizedek, and they said things are going fine, but you could do better with your diet. I've let my food, I'm not doing well. The fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and nuts and tofu, I'm just not there right now. Not spending that kind of time on my food choices and preparation. I've got to get back into. I really feel it too. I'm also not exercising. So, they brought these things up today, but they said, we understand that you are in this transition period right now with the home and that you'll get back into this. I'm like, great. So it's late, and I finally decided that I'm ready to go down the elevator. So I went ahead and went down, and floor 1, the door is open, and I'd say there's a handful of folks in this large room, this kind of thing. So I get a feel. So I sit down, and I get a tap, tap, tap on my shoulder right away. And, even before I can see or feel or know what this is, I'm always like, thank you so much. Please have a seat. Who's going to be in the hot seat today? So pretty much immediately, I start seeing white. And it starts to look like clothing of some kind. And then I'm seeing that it looks like kind of a white robe. And then I see a beard. And then I see long brown hair. And I'm like, oh no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh no. So, it's looking a lot like Jesus. I'm like, is Jesus going to be in my hot seat today? You've got to be kidding me. So I'm just going to sit here and just wait this one out. So I'm sitting there just trying to really get a grip on this. I'm like, there's no way. Like, this is a man, looks just like Jesus, the quintessential Jesus, like the typical kind of westernized look of, how Jesus looks, all that good stuff. So I'm just sitting here just going, okay, I'm going to just sit here and see what happens. And I put out there, please team, please help me, be a clear and concise channel. I'm thinking, if this is Jesus, I'm already super, super nervous about this. All right. So all of a sudden, this being who looks just like Jesus is putting ash on my third eye. So I'm seeing this clearly. And it's by candlelight. So this room has disappeared. The desk is gone. The chair is gone. All of that's gone. And I'm seeing this clearly, feeling this ash on my forehead. So I don't really know what this means. Actually, I before I made this video, did a quick, and I mean, you guys are going to know better than me, look up on Google on what this means. And this is kind of it's meaning kind of remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. It represents mortality of the body. Ash Wednesday, it's part of Ash Wednesday, I guess. So I was not raised religious. I don't know this stuff, honestly, but I did see that clearly. And then I was feeling so much kindness and even some levity, like not really serious. And you know, he's holding my hand and he says here, friend, can we talk? So he's being the instigator here. Because I'm nervous. I'm freaking out. And I said, yes, absolutely. I said, thank you so much for coming forward. It is an honor and a pleasure to be speaking with you. And I wait. And I'm hearing, Shawna, this is Jesus. And I'm just going, okay, all right, I've got to trust. And I'm just going to go with this. We're going to see where this goes. So I took some deep breaths. And again, I'm just kind of hanging out, and I'm just not pushing anything or, you know, jumping into this. I've worked with Jesus many, many times since my awakening. I've had a life with John the Baptist as his romantic partner. And I have lots of memories of Jesus, being with Jesus, working with Jesus. I know how that sounds, but this is my truth. And even doing healing work, meditation work on the grid. I've done, John the Baptist and I have done all kinds of meditations together, sending light up to the Christ grid and surrounding the planet and Merkaba stuff, all this. So, you know, but I really haven't channeled him a whole lot. I'd say maybe one time did I actually have a conversation with Jesus, and this was very early on in my awakening, and it was brief. So this was really actually a first for me that I can recall channeling Jesus. You'd think I'd remember, right? I think there was maybe one other time. So I'm getting a sense now with Jesus that there is a fire, you know, it seemed like candlelight, but maybe there's a small fire between us. So we must be sitting outside. A lot of times when I visualize John the Baptist and Jesus, we are outside. There's kind of you know, and it's really quiet. I just remember thinking, man, this is so quiet. You know, you can't hear the fire crackle or anything, but it's just this glow, these embers glowing. And I see kind of like the flames reflected on his face. And I'm like, okay, team, I really need some help here with my energy. Please allow me to be a clear and concise channel. So I'm repeating this to my team. And I said, I want to make sure that I'm completely tuned in here. I said, nobody's going to believe this. And then I hear, not no one. And that would be the man, Jesus, not no one. You know, levity, like I said, he's kind of, you know, he's kind of, there's a lightness about him, and it's not super heavy and serious. You know, he's kind of got some levity here. So I'm pretty much speechless at this point. I said, wow, Jesus, it's been so long since I've spoken with you. I'm so happy and honored to be speaking with you. And I said, I'm really nervous. He says, yes, dear, I want you just relaxed. Just relax, just relax. Take some nice deep breaths, which I did, you know, and this wasn't a long channeling with Jesus, but it took me an hour and 10 minutes to get through the words that we exchanged. Long pauses in between, lots of energy work. And then I see him basically holding my hand with both of his hands, and we're still by the fire. I'm like, oh my dear Jesus, I'm shocked to see you. I'm honored. I'm shocked. Thank you for coming through. What would you like to speak about today? And then I'm seeing us kind of more forehead to forehead. And that's not the first time that's happened. And then I start feeling my energy really shift, and I start to heat up. I start to feel my vibration raise, my ears start to get hot, I start to feel flush. You know, and I'm able to kind of see his eyes, and they're just kind of smoldering with this dancing flame reflected in his eyes. And then after a very long pause, just being in this moment, he says, Shawna, do you have a fear of death? And this really caught me off guard. I'm like, I think I do on some level. I think I do have at least a small fear of death. And he says here, it's the death that has allowed you to reach this point, to be at this stage. The closing of one book, the opening of another. The knowledge, the experience, the learning is continuing to build and grow, taking you higher and higher. And I said, yes, I can see that. And he said here, for one who is not afraid to die is one who can rule the world with love. For one who is not afraid to die is one who can rule the world with love. And he continued here, the fear of death is the biggest source of fear for a singularity. The fear of death fuels so many other fears in one's life. It's the crux of most fear on the planet. Even some of the most seemingly benign fears can be traced back to the fear of death. And then he said to me, what if I told you, Shawna, that you were immortal and that you could never die? And I kind of thought about this, and I fumbled through an answer here. I said, well, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I said, I know that someday I will grow old, at least if I'm lucky, and I'll be done with this body, and it will be a death. It will be, you know, it will have served its purpose, and I will die. I said, is this what you're referring to? And I saw him put his left hand on my chest, and it glowed like a red color. It was like a red, soft glow on my chest, and held it there for a while. I put both hands over his hand on my chest, and I just got into this nice, deep breathing and just kind of this calm space. And he said, Shawna, breathe this essence deep into your heart space. So I visualized that. I visualized bringing that red glow into my body, filling up my aura. I started to feel a lot of weird kind of pressure in the back of my skull, actually, and maybe my crown opening up a little bit. I felt my feet really feeling super grounded into the earth, a lot of tingling there, and a lot of a energy feeling like it's sucking down into the earth. And then I hear him say, Shawna, would you like to continue? And I said, yes, please. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just feeling nervous about this exchange. I'm hurt. I'm really sorry. And it was a long pause, maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then he said, Shawna, while the negative reptilians have been a major factor in the shaping of life here on this planet as you know it, we all see, we all feel the immense capacity for love, for compassion, for supporting each other, and the ability to carry the faith and trust that are going to be required for lifting this race of beings out of the grips of this malevolent force. Today, in this infinite moment that we share together, Shawna, and for all who receive this message, we carry everything needed to bring peace, balance, and freedom. And then another really big long pause, and I just wait. I'm just breathing and waiting, waiting for more words to come or something, visuals or anything. And it was just very quiet. And I said, thank you, Jesus. I said, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? And he said here, we count the steps, the many small steps that will eventually add up to a marathon on the path toward releasing humanity, Mother Earth, and all of her inhabitants from this negative reptilian influence. I said, thank you, Jesus, we do too. And he continued here. May your spirit, Shawna, know itself as immortal. May you live out each day without a fear of death, with only the power of love propelling you forward. And may you trade your heavy heart and your anxieties and this burden of responsibility for a union in spirit with all who walk this path with you, no matter where they may be or what form they may take. United, Shawna. So special. And then he continued here and wrapping this up. Know yourself as one with me in heart, in light, in soul. Beyond the depths of spirit, beyond the reaches of touch. Shattering into 1 billion pieces any barriers in your mind that may tell you that we are not one. And that was really where he left it. And I expressed my gratitude, and that was it. So, you know, I'm just speechless with this. It's going to take me some time, I think, really to bring this in and really believe that it happened, and to know myself as one with Jesus, know myself as immortal, trading my heavy heart, my anxieties, and this burden of responsibility for a union in spirit with all who walk this path with me, no matter where you may be or what form you may take. I love this. I mean, it's beautiful. And, you know, I was feeling like this today, anxious, heavy heart, and I get flashes of this. Sometimes I'm just feeling like I'm on cloud 9 and I can do anything and I've got this. And then sometimes I'm just not feeling like that. So this was really excellent timing, and I needed to hear this today. And I really do feel loved and supported by all of you here at Boots on the Ground. Thank you, team. Thanks for watching these messages. You know, I don't know how you all will feel about, you know, Jesus coming into the mix here with our galactics, with our galactic friends here. We've got the galactics, ascended masters like Jesus, Saint Germain. We've got the whole angelic realm. You know, everybody's coming together to come to our aid right now. And we're here to help bring this thing to the next level. We've got this, guys. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.